Hi, friends. Happy Tuesday. It is our dream team chat. We are working our way through January, and I hope that you guys are having an amazing year so far. I am trying to be super intentional about my business, and I was thinking about different topics that we could talk about today on the Dream Team Chat. And I decided to come talk about something that has been super impactful in my business since I started implementing that. And that is what we call time blocking. We can also call them power hours because I like to break my work down into hours at a time and then go further and even block out time from those hours. And it's something that has been a huge benefit in my business because I think that working your business in little sprints throughout the day becomes very manageable, and you actually surprise yourself with how much you are able to get done when you intentionally focus on tasks for a certain amount of time. Okay. So I think that these are a huge benefit in your business. I think that if you feel like you're often running around like a chicken with your head cut off with no idea what to do, or when you are ready to work, you don't even know where to start. You feel like, oh, you're doing this, then you're reminded to do this, then you have to do this, and you're popping over here and popping over there and doing this and getting up and doing that. And you just feel like you're kind of going crazy. This is going to be a huge benefit for you. Okay. Kelly, that was me too. For many years, I felt like I had no direction. I knew what I needed to be doing, but I would be distracted here and there. And it was a hot mess. Okay. And then I heard about a power hour and I started implementing power hours. And then later I heard about time blocking. And that is what really changed the game for me. Okay. So what I'm talking about today, it's kind of a mix of both. It's a power hour because I like to break things down into hours at a time. But then time blocking is where you go even further and you break that hour into smaller chunks of time. Okay. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. I hope that it blesses you guys the same way it's blessed me. It has seriously been a game changer, and it has allowed me to focus and get multiple things done in my business and not just halfway done. Okay. Like fully commit and fully get it done. And it feels so good. Okay. So time blocking, let's talk about that. It's a time management method, okay, that schedules your workday, okay, hours, minutes, moments of your work into set controlled focuses, okay? There are lots of benefits to this. It helps you focus. It helps you stay on track. It's very goal-oriented, which means you can celebrate consistent progress. That means you have a goal to send out an email and you set aside 20 minutes to do that, and you are completing that email and checking that off your list and moving on to the next thing. It is a really amazing way to celebrate your productivity throughout the day, to get the things on your to-do list done, and to stay extremely focused while you're doing so. Okay. So time blocking in an essence is really just identifying what you need to do, setting aside the time, and just focusing on solely that one thing for that one moment. And it is a game changer in your business. Okay. I'm a huge advocate that you can absolutely work your business in little sprints throughout the day. And you absolutely can make great progress, but even going further and knowing exactly what you're going to do in those sprints is what time blocking is. And it's going to help you so much. Okay. So there's a few different ways to do that. And I'm going to share with you, but know that there's two different ways that I'm going to share. In these two different ways of time batching, you'll note, or you'll want to note, that you kind of have to go back and forth, right? You kind of have to do a little bit of both of these ways. So it's kind of a song and dance of finding out what works best for you. Okay. But let me break it down for you. So there is what's called task batching. Okay. So this is where you're grouping similar tasks together. Okay. This is where you're saying, okay, I have a lot of messaging people that I need to do. I need to follow up with my customers. I need to check in with my team. I need to check in with my hostess. I need to have a joint conversation or two. Okay, these are all like one-on-one types of conversations. So I'm going to do that. That's going to be one task that I need to do, is one-on-one conversations. Okay. Or things like workstation check-in. I need to check the status of some orders. I need to check the news tab. I need to see who's showing up on for an event on my team. I need to check the product status list. Those are all things done on the workstation. So that can be a task batch that you do, like workstation check-in. Okay. You need to schedule posts for a Facebook party that you're doing. You need to post on your team page how you're working. You need to share stuff in your customer group. Those are all social media things that you need to do, but they're 3 different items, but they're all on social media. So you can task batch that into social media or scheduling content, right? You need to change your wax, take some pictures, take pictures of the laundry stuff, move your laundry over, right? I would call that like the photography side of business. So that could be all in like one task, right? Instead of like needing to talk about laundry and running over to take a picture and then needing to change your wax and take a picture. So then going to do that, you can kind of do that all in once and task batch it together. Okay. That is so super helpful. That just at a wide view is one way that you can be time blocking is by grouping similar tasks together into a batch of work. Okay. And then the next one, the next way that you can do some time blocking, and Bree and I have talked about this a little bit, and this is by doing like daily themes. Okay. And this is where I'm saying like sometimes you'll have to do both, right? So in say for a daily theme where you're saying, okay, today is my customer day. Okay, well, your customer day still might involve some social media things that you need to do, right? Or scheduling content or whatever, right? So sometimes there's a song and dance of doing both. But a daily theme helps you stay really even more focused on what you need to work on that day, right? So if you're looking at your business in a week's view, how can you batch your work into days? Okay. So, like, for example, Monday is my customer day. So on Mondays, I am doing all my customer things. I'm closing out parties. I'm doing my follow-ups. I am checking in with local customers. I am doing mailings if I need to. I am really focusing on my customers. Okay. Tuesday is my team day. So on Tuesdays, I am emailing my team. I'm checking in with my frontline. I'm doing trainings. I'm writing notes. I'm working on my content. Okay. I'm running reports and numbers. I'm identifying people I want to work with. I'm doing team stuff. And then on Wednesday is like an errand day. So I'm going to the store, the post office, delivering orders if I need to, right? So I am batching my work to do based on different days of the week. And that's really helpful too. Okay. So those are some different ways that you can start batching your content or batching your work based on time, whether it be every single day you're doing it or you are spreading it out throughout the week. That's going to be dependent on how much time you have or what your day looks like or what your time being able to work looks like. Okay. And so let's talk quickly about how you can do this in a very tangible way. Okay. So what I would recommend would be like either in the notes of your phone or on a piece of paper. You want to start off by just identifying your priorities. So you're going to look at your business on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, and you're going to be as detailed as possible. So every day, what do I need to do? I need to log my numbers. I need to post on my social medias. I need to check the workstation. I need to, maybe every day you want to follow up with people for a few minutes, right? Or maybe that's a weekly task. Maybe you say weekly, I want to do follow-ups, right? Break it down into daily, weekly, and monthly, and know that you're going to add to this in time. You'll likely remove some of it. In time, you'll move things around. Maybe you'll start saying, okay, I want a daily follow up with people. And maybe a few weeks later, you realize, okay, I'm not making that happen. Let's move that to a weekly task, right? But you want to be as detailed as possible. Okay. So identify your priorities and make a long list. Okay. This should be everything that you think of. And I would probably work on this list for a few days, maybe a week, right? Just start a running list. And when you notice you're doing something else in your business, go plug that into your master list of what you're doing. Okay. Identifying your priorities. Okay. And then list your main goals, right? So for me, that's like growing my team, serving my team, customer service, follow-ups, placing orders, partying, team training, right? These are all things that are really important to me. Okay, so make sure that in that you are actually listing things that are going to be helping you with your main goals. Okay. And then you figure out what is urgent. Okay. I'm not saying that all the things on your list aren't important, but they're not all urgent. Okay. So like what does need to be done first? Closing a party, following up with your customers. If you have a party going on, your party posts are urgent. Okay. If you have a new consultant on your team, training them is urgent. Okay. What is not urgent? Making samples is not urgent. Getting mail out, it's important. It needs to be done, but that is not more important than getting party posts scheduled. Getting those mailings out is not more important than closing out a party or training a new consultant. So that would not be urgent. Okay. And this is sometimes hard because you feel like the things that you need to do are all urgent, but they're not. When you really look at what is going to grow your business and give you a paycheck and help you reach those big goals, like growing leaders, growing into a leader, serving your team, high PRV, you need to focus on what is urgent, what is actually going to add to your PRV, add to your teammates, help your new consultants off to a great start. Okay. So figure out what's urgent and then push out later into the week or later at the end of your work day what is not urgent. Okay. And then here, this is where the magic starts happening. Okay. Here's where you want to start estimating how long each task will do, how long it will take. Okay. So checking your workstation information, checking on order status, logging your numbers, checking out the news tab, checking out the product status list, less than 10 minutes. Okay. You can batch yourself a task to get all of that done in 5 minutes. Okay. Um, Doing follow-up messages might need some more time. Okay. You might want to give yourself 20 minutes, right? If you're talking about daily, sure. Give yourself 15 or 20 minutes to follow up daily. Okay. And what that can be join conversations, customer orders, your new consultant that joined, right? To send a quick message that might take 15 or 20 minutes every day. And you'd be surprised at how much you can get done when that is your sole focus. Okay. So you want to estimate how long that's going to take you to get those things done. You need to schedule some party posts every day for this week. How long is that going to take you? Do you need 10 minutes to schedule those out? Do you need more? Okay. Figure out how long these tasks will take. And again, you're going to fine tune this along the way. Okay. You might say, okay, I'm going to do 20 minutes of follow up every day. And then you decide, okay, I can't do it every day. I had big, lofty goals of doing it every day. And then I found out after a week and a half, I did not follow up for 20 minutes every single day. So I am going to change that to once a week. I'm going to do it for 30 minutes or 40 minutes instead of every day for 20 that I'm not doing. Okay. So it's take some fine tuning along the way, but this is a really great way to get there. And it's also a really great way to find out, okay, am I trying to do a little bit every day or am I trying to break this up into themed days, right? What works better for me based on my schedule and my time? Because it's going to be different for everyone. Okay. So figuring out how much time that will take. Okay. Then this is where you start putting all of this stuff into action. And you do this by blocking out this time on your calendar. Okay. So use your lists, starting with the high priority, to assign time blocks in your calendar. Okay. And use timers, use alarms, use the do not disturb focus on your phones. Use all of this stuff to help. Use all of this stuff to help you stay focused. So you say, okay, I have 20 minutes today that I'm going to follow up with my customers. Okay. So you set that 20-minute timer on your phone. You say everything else can wait. Okay. And you follow up with your customers for 20 minutes. Okay. And then when that timer goes off, you turn it off, and what's done is done. And what isn't will wait until the next time block that you have 20 minutes for following up. And you will be surprised at how much awesome work that you will get done in that 20 minutes when you are distraction free with a very clear focus. Okay. So this is going to be extremely helpful for you. Okay. If you say, okay, I want to have one joint conversation a day, and that is only going to take me 5 minutes. Okay. So you set that 5 minute timer, or you designate your 5 minutes, and you're going to go have that joint conversation, and then it's done. And you're moving on to the next batch of thing that you need to do. Okay, I had my joint conversation. Now I need to go schedule party post. And I said that's going to take me 10 minutes to get today's post done. Okay, let me set my alarm for 10 minutes. Let me go schedule these party posts, and then done with that for the day. Okay. Hi, Bree. Oh my gosh. So fun. Oh my gosh, you got a whole crew with you. Hi, guys. Oh my gosh, the pressure. Okay. We're talking about time blocking. Okay. Bree's over here time blocking in her dream team chat from Cabo, which is incredible. So, you guys, I swear, if you can start implementing these blocks of time into your schedule with intention, with focus, knowing exactly what you're wanting to work on, you are going to start seeing better focus, more results. And what's really cool about this is they're quick and easy wins, right? You have a lot of things on your list, and you're knocking them out with very clear intention. Okay. And so you want to reward that. You want to reward those wins, right? So maybe you have your goal of 20 minutes of follow-up. I keep using this as an example because it's a very important time block to have. Okay. 20 minutes of follow-ups, and maybe you're watching your favorite TV show when you do that. Or maybe you are doing your 20 minutes of follow-up while you're in the pickup line, and after school, you're going to go grab your favorite milkshake or coffee, right? Or maybe the small win is knocking it off your to-do list and moving on to the next one, when usually it would take you all day to get these follow-ups done. For me, that's how I reward my small wins, as I celebrate by continuing my momentum. Okay. Maybe you celebrate a full week of working really intentionally, and you can visually see all the amazing things that you've gotten done. And so you're going to go get your favorite meal, or you're going to go on a date night with your spouse, or you're going to go do something fun with your kiddos, and totally not work your Scentsy business at all that day, right? Because you deserved it with how much work that you just got done. Okay. And I also want to encourage you guys to plan in your breaks, put in breaks. And I don't just mean on the weekend after you worked super hard all week. Okay. This business is work, but it is fun, and it is rewarding, and it is enjoyable. And so know that it is okay to work really hard for an hour and then take an hour or two off, and then hop back in there for another hour at the back end of your day if you have to. Okay. For me, I get into my office by like 9 or 10 in the morning, and I'll work hard till about 1. And I might be done for the day at that point. I might be completely done, and I'm not doing anything else in my business for the day. Or maybe I'll take my break at 1 o'clock, and I'm working from my phone for the rest of the day. Right? It is absolutely okay to work this business in a very flexible type of way. Okay. And even if you don't want to be so structured, saying, okay, from 10 to 1, I'm doing this for 20 minutes, this for 30 minutes, this for 15 minutes, this for 5 minutes. Maybe that's even too much structure for you. And that's okay. You can absolutely break it up into, say, okay, every day I'm gonna follow up for 20 minutes at some point in my day. I'm gonna have a joint conversation. I'm gonna check in with the teammate, and I'm gonna share something that I'm doing on my team page. Okay. It's okay to say, okay, those at a core are my 5 non-negotiables. And I know it's going to take me 20 minutes to follow up, 5 minutes to post on the team page, blah, blah, blah. I know it's going to take me all this time to do that, but I'm going to spread that out through the day. So if I have 20 minutes here, I'm going to do that. If I have 5 minutes here, I'm going to do that. But it's still knowing that, okay, I have this time and I'm going to do this with that time. Okay. I know that when I am setting my timer for 20 minutes, my best friend who texted me about plans this weekend, it can wait till I'm done with my 20-minute follow up. Okay. I know that when it's time for me to spend my 30 minutes doing my email on Fridays, that nothing else matters. My customers texting me, that moment doesn't matter. My mom calling me, nope, because I know if I answer that call, I'm going to completely lose track of what I'm doing right now. So I'll call her back when I can. Okay. Because I know right now I'm focusing on what I need to do and then I'm free. But I know that I'm not breaking my 30-minute focus because I have to get this done. And I don't want to continue to be running around with my head cut off, trying to do a million things at once because I'm not sitting down to focus. Okay. We live in a time that is very distracting. Literally, I know that I'm not the only one that's like, oh, I need to go post something in my VIP group. And then I get on Facebook and then I see a video that catches my eye. So I click that video. And then all of a sudden it's 45 minutes later. I've watched probably 200 reels and I still haven't posted in my VIP group. That's ridiculous. Okay. As a business owner, we have to be responsible for our time. Literally, our time is so valuable. Our time is so precious. And so if we just piss it away, scrolling or having no clue what we're doing, we are totally doing ourselves a disservice as a business owner. And so it is important that we snap out of it, that we focus on what we need to do, and then we can scroll on reels if we want. Then we can chat with our best friend about our dinner plans for this weekend. Okay. But when you are trying to get your work done, distractions will literally throw you off. And so it is so important to try to minimize those as much as possible. And when you know what your priorities are, when they're listed out in front of you, when you know what's urgent and what is most important, when you know how long that's going to take, it is much easier to hold yourself accountable and to set the parameters for a really good work day. Okay. Or a really good work hour or a really good work moment. Okay. And so it's just knowing that and then holding yourself accountable. And so that's what I really want to encourage you guys to do. That's why I really think time block such a valuable tool when it comes to time management, and especially as business owners, it is going to be so helpful for you. And if you don't believe me, Google time blocking, because there is hundreds and thousands of articles and videos backing up this very specific tool for time management. Okay. Time blocking is such an awesome benefit to your business. Okay. And so lastly, I wanted to share this really awesome resource that kind of goes along with time blocking and it really breaks things down for you. This is actually found on the workstation. I'll share it after this training. It is the Daily Power Hour with Scentsy. So if you go to the training center of the workstation and in the search bar, you put Power Hour in there, it will come up with this PDF file and you can print it or save it to your phone. And this is at a daily level. So you could like print this and laminate it and use a dry erase marker every single day and use this, or you could print it a few pages to a sheet and use this on a daily basis. And this is a really great way to do everything that we were just talking about, to kind of list everything, make it very visual, and then block off time to get this done. So the idea with this power hour is that all of these awesome things on this list, and I'll kind of go over it with you, can be done in an hour of your time. Again, it doesn't have to be one direct hour from like 10 to 11. It can be 20 minutes here, 20 minutes here, 10 minutes here, 30 minutes here, right? It can look like that. Or it can be a straight hour of intentional work. But this is really cool because it has you list at the top your top goals for that day. right? So again, identifying those priorities. If you have a party going on, that's going to be a top priority. If you have a new consultant joining or someone who just joined, that's going to be a top priority. If you are closing an order or need to do follow-ups for that day, that's going to be a top priority. Again, samples are not going to be on there. Mailings are not going to be your top priority. Unless you've gotten all of your other things done, then sure, those are great things to be working on. So it has your top 3 goals. It has your daily stats. So it has you getting into the workstation, logging. What is my PRV at today? What is my TWB? What is my GWB? How big is my team today? How many people have I sponsored this month? Okay. I really love that because again, it's that accountability. If you are doing this every single day, you will feel so awesome watching those numbers rise as you work your business. So I love that. If you guys are not already tracking your daily numbers, also in the workstation, search for the daily tracking log, print that off and track your numbers every single day. It helps you so much to see different trends in your business, how you're working your business, how your team is working their business. It's a really cool thing to do. So I highly recommend it. And I love that that's on this sheet as well. Okay. It also highlights vital behaviors. So what are the amazing things that we need to be doing that's going to grow your business? So prospect, which is be meeting new people, having joint conversations, recognize excellence. So if you have a team member or even yourself, you recognize what you want to be repeated. Okay. So what you reward gets repeated. So if you have a team member who's being awesome on social media, you want to recognize that. If you have a team member who is active, you want to recognize that. If you have a team member who promoted, you want to recognize that because what gets recognized gets repeated. So I love that they put that up there. And then it says, keep up to date, visit daily, team page, training center, Scentsy consultant Facebook page, news tab in your upline, right? So you should be connecting. A consultant who is connecting is a consultant who is in the culture, who is enjoying their business. And so just know that you should be staying connected. And also your goal for your team is for them to stay connected too. So I love seeing you guys on Dream Team chats. That's such a great way to stay connected. Team pages, different trainings that Scentsy does, events, all that stuff is really good. And then it says improve. Improving is something to always be working on. So trainings. So shout out to you guys. Okay. And then it has a spot to list follow-ups. So people you're following up with or need to follow up with. Network, people you're networking, new people you've met, new conversations you've had, maybe people who are not customers yet, but maybe you know them from work or something else. Okay. Check in. Who do you need to check in with? Maybe you were thinking this morning in the shower, oh, I haven't heard from Betty in a while. I wonder if she's even using her Scentsy warmer, right? So you probably want to check in with her. Okay. Maybe you have someone who joined 2 months ago and you haven't seen them post anything on social media and they haven't been responding to your text or they haven't been showing up. So maybe you want to check in with them too. Okay. And then also a list for people you want to share the opportunity with. So this might be new people that you've never mentioned it to before or people you're following up with. So it gives you a spot to list all of that. And then a to-do list, right? So this might be, so up here, remember your top 3 daily goals, but then your to-do list. So down here, it might be make samples of the Valentine's Day collection, update my labels, work on my mailings, right? That might be on your to-do list. You might need to do it. Well, maybe it won't get done today because you need to focus on this and this stuff first and then that. Okay. So this is actually a really great tangible way to time block your day. Okay. But again, I think like really recognizing what you're doing on a daily, weekly, monthly basis is going to help with that. And then identifying how much time you think that that's going to take. Okay. And you guys, I know that this was kind of a lot of information thrown at you, but I promise you it is much more simple than it sounds. It really, once you get in there and you start really looking at the things that you need to do, you'll recognize, okay, this and this is very similar using the same programs or the same energy or the same vibe. I'm going to task those together and do them at the same time. This and this actually take super short amount of time. So I'm going to put those together and get that done in 5 minutes. Okay. And you will find that you can get so much work done in such a short amount of time. You can work your whole business for a day in an hour or less. I truly do believe that. It's just knowing where to fit it in, how it fits in, how much time it takes, and then working without those distractions. I feel like distractions truly are the thing that hold us back so much. And so just figuring out ways to focus without those distractions will help you so, so much. So that in a nutshell is how I time block and how I use my time, my power hours or my little sprints of time to work my business. And it has been a huge game changer for me. So I hope it's that for you too.